can.
That just about sums up the mantra of one Honolulu Marathon runner. Cathrine Cruz tells us he is literally running against time.
It's all about getting stronger. Welcome to an afternoon training session at Boca, Hawaii. James Kimo Cuizon surrounds himself with endurance athletes to keep him on track with his goals.
Never give up. You always move forward, and you do what it takes to get it done.
You see, Cuizon doesn't have a lot of time. Diagnosed with a hereditary disease, he stands to lose the ability to do what most people take for granted.
CMT, known as Charcot Marie Tooth syndrome, is a neuromuscular disease that affects the lower extremities of the body. So everything below the elbows and below the knees. It deteriorates the muscle over a period of time.
Cuizon says 3 of his relatives are battling CMT, which is named for 3 scientists who discovered the disease. The 37-year-old presses on, in part to be a role model for a 16-year-old nephew also recently diagnosed, and for the clients he helps at the nonprofit he runs. Network Enterprises is a 30-year organization that helps the disabled with job training and placement.
I like to empower our clients and giving them the ability to know that just because, they may be disabled, that it's not a roadblock. It's just something that they need to work around and something that they need to find within themselves to overcome whatever challenges they have.
If you put CMT after Cuizon's name, you need to add 2 Ironman races, a slew of marathon and bike races too. It started with the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho Ironman and the desire to tackle the Kona Ironman.
Swimming in the rough water was tough. Riding, Dick Evans was tough, and running the Honolulu Marathon was really tough. And doing all 3 in one day was just something in the back of my mind. It's like, will I be able to do this?
He not only finished, but he placed first in the physically challenged division.
It's typically just finishing and not giving up, no matter what it takes to cross that finish line. And that's what I always have in my head.
After this year's Honolulu Marathon, Cuizon has his sights set on a return to the Boston Marathon. He took part earlier this year, and Boston Strong is now under his skin.
With the tragic events that happened a few years ago out there with the bombings, it was a really emotional experience just being out there. Being that I compete in the physically challenged division, I met a few Boston survivors who are also running the marathon. So that was really, really emotional.
So he keeps at the workouts with his Boca teammates, CMT athletes, and those at Challenge Athletes Foundation.
It really gives me the motivation to help other people and to show them that, a disability isn't something that will hold you back. There are some limitations, but, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
This from endurance athlete who hears the ticking clock louder than most, knowing the day is coming when braces will no longer be enough to keep him on his feet.
I'm already looking at racing wheelchairs. So, you take everything in stride. You do what you can now, and you don't say, I shoulda, coulda, woulda in the future. You just go with the flow.
And truly making every second count. Cathrine Cruz, KITV Island News.